What's going on, everybody? Back for another video. Today we have three models I'm going to be unboxing. All three of those were actually a Hobby Lobby find by my wife. So basically we'll just get started into it. So I'll show you guys the three and then I'll unbox each one as I show them to you guys. So the first one is going to be this 1969 Chevrolet C30 dually wrecker, and it's a Yanko Chevrolet, or Yanko Racing Division truck. So let's get this one cracked open and we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so here she is. This is a C30, so it means it's two-wheel drive. And this is the old school truck, so it's got the sling style lift, so this would hook under the front bumper of a vehicle and then pick it back up. Looks like this is all static. Yeah, it is. Use a winch that hooks to it, and the winch would reel in and it would pick up the sling and pick the front of the car up. This is a pretty cool example of a pre-90s tow truck. Looks like the hood might open on this one. I don't know because, yeah, no, it doesn't. It's just they make it seem like the hood opens on it, but it doesn't. There's a nice big push bar in the front of it to push cars out of the way. And I got some special plans for this one, so we'll stay tuned for that. The only thing it doesn't have is mirrors, so it's going to need a set of mirrors, but that's okay. We can put, I'll have to see if I can source some newer Chevy mirrors or mirrors like on this truck, which you guys can see the significant height difference. But I think that might change soon, the height difference. So we'll see. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, so the next one is this 2019 International Durastar 4400 tow truck. This is, I believe, New York, New Jersey Port Authority. Yep, New York, New Jersey Port Authority tow truck. It just so happens to be tow trucks today, I guess. So we'll get this one popped open. We'll take a look at it. All right, so here's this. They call it an International 4400, but it's a Durastar. It's an International Durastar. So the cool thing about this truck, too, is if you look here, it's got two screws on the bottom, which means the body comes off. And this might be, actually, I'd have to see. This could be one of the ones that the body comes off and the back wheels come off and you take the body off. It may not be, and if it's not, I might build it into something. But I think this truck is actually going to, yeah, this is static as well. This truck's actually going to be used, I think I'm going to clean all the police decos off of it. And I'm going to end up using this truck just kind of around the city, probably in on my beach town diorama, maybe have it towing a car or something like that. Let's see if I got a here. We'll use this truck. So that, well, that would sit kind of like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. It would sit something like, well, that's not really a good model. Here, let's see. What else do I have that I can use? Here, we'll use this newer Chevy pickup that I got laying around here. This one here. So it can tow it. Well, it doesn't sit still, but whatever. I mean, it's fine for static. So it can look something like that. So that's cool. All right, now on to the last one, which is the other one that I am very, very excited about, and it'll get used quite a lot in some of my dioramas. So let's get to that one. So this is the last one here. This is a Die-Cast Masters 1/64 scale, and it is the Cat 813 roller. Asphalt roller. I had a similar one to this that was made by Norscott years and years and years ago, that I ended up selling to a kid when I got away from my 150th scale stuff. So it was cool to see this. I've kind of had my eye on it. I have other vehicles from 1/64 scale from Diecast Masters. I will line all those up with this, and we'll take a look at all of them together. Some of them are these two skid steers here. So let's get this out of its package, and then we'll take a look at it. This is the one I'm probably most excited about over even this truck. All right, so right off the bat, we are noticing that there is, let me grab this, that there is a lot of different decals here. So like these ones here, here, I'll even zoom in further on those for you. So basically what those are saying is, and they're actually in really good detail there. Basically they're saying don't stand in the way of the roller, and then just above it there, Versa Vibe. So I believe that that's the patented thing for the roller. If we look here, we get that. Oh, it's a CB13, not C813. It's a CB13 and compactor control. So those are some of the some kind of interesting things on this. There's some other decals. It also has this wheel here, which I believe is for cutting the hot pavement. You cut it off to make a nice clean edge if you're going to put a curb in. At the front of it, you have some headlights. Looks like some, actually this might be, it doesn't really, I guess it doesn't matter on the sides, but it looks like it's some brake lights, maybe flashers, headlights, reverse lights. Looks like you have your nozzles to spray your drums to keep the asphalt from sticking. Sprays water. This side, same thing. It's your wheel down here. Your kind of all the hydrostatic stuff for the hydrostatic transmission. You have your vibratory rollers in there. Same decals on the side. On the bottom here, you have your scrapers, so those will clean the drums off if anything sticks on there. You have your water tank up top here, and then on the very top, you have your AC unit, which is this here. This has a little bit of riveting detail. And this up here, which is a GPS locator, which I'm not sure why you would have a GPS locator on a roller. Usually that's for graders or bulldozers, but maybe it has something to do with just showing you where you, kind of like on a farm tractor where you can see like where you've already been and where you haven't, even though anybody that's worked on any job site for any number of time can tell on asphalt where the roller's been versus where it hasn't. You get a nice big window, nice inside cab. It looks like, here, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like here on the left-hand side, so right here, looks like you have your screen. That's probably what links to the GPS. Tells you all your controls and stuff. And then you also have another screen. Oops. There you go. You also have another screen on this side as well. And then you can see the chair there. Looks like you have your control stick right there. That's probably for the forward back. A lot of these have steering wheels, a lot of these have joysticks for control, so I'm sure that forward and back, you probably push the joystick forward and pull it back to go forward and back, and you probably push it left and right to turn it to left and right. And if anybody on here is an operator, one of these can tell me, but you probably, if this is neutral position is here, you probably go forward, back, and then left and right. And if you want to go right and forward, or left and forward, you probably go like this, and then back like this and like this to turn and go forward and back. That's my opinion. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I'm not a operator of any sort of anything as far as construction equipment like this, and it's probably a good thing considering. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's take a look at this. So we'll put this here, and we'll put it next to a 950M. This is my 950M that I have, so you guys can kind of see how it looks height-wise. And then we'll also stick a 297 next to it. So you can see it's a this is a fairly big machine. This is one of your bigger full-size rollers that you would see on highway jobs, main roadway jobs, stuff like that. This one you wouldn't see paving somebody's driveway, or maybe even like if you're doing a water main, it wouldn't be paving the patch. It's a little big to be doing that with. The ones that are used to pave the patches are a little bit smaller than these skid steers here. All right, so now for scale's sake, because I know a lot of people are going to wonder, let's see what it looks like on a DCP lowboy. So here's the trailer, and we'll use this Peterbilt today. So here's the truck and trailer. So there's that. All right, so let's get the trailer on there. So this is what it would look like on a DCP trailer, lowboy trailer. Now for comparison, here's what the 950 looks like on it. So obviously a lot bigger, a lot wider, and actually you need for these outriggers or overhang boards. And here it is with one of the skid steers on it. So basically, if you're heading out to a paving job, this and this is probably the way you'd go, or even this and that. But I'd like to get a backhoe loader, a combination, to kind of go with all this. So yeah, so that's figure I'd show you guys that. So this I found at Hobby Lobby, and I believe it was, how much was it? $14. And apparently this is one of the not so detailed scale models. I think they have a more scaled or detailed one that has like the actual pistons, hydraulic pistons in the articulation area. So if you look at like this one here, see here how it's got the, zoom in. So see there how it's got the hydraulic piston in where you articulate, and then it has the piston here and the piston here. If you look at, and actually if you can see this here, the piston where it dumps. If you look at the picture of these other ones that are included in the manual, if you look at that 950 here, you can see how on the arm here you don't have the pistons, the bucket piston, the arm piston, any of that. So I think they run two different kinds. Same thing with the skid steers. So see that 297D. See, there's no piston for the main arm there, hydraulic piston for the main arm. But if you look at this, probably a pretty good representation here. Let's do it like this. But if you look at this one, you can see how it's got the hydraulic piston there, but this one it doesn't. So they run two sets, and this must be one of those sets. They run two sets of models, a set that is an actual die-cast model, and then one that's a die-cast model. It's more of a toy. It doesn't have all the pistons. And I think that's the case with this. I mean, it looks good either way, but I think the model, or I mean the more scaled model, I think has more, or like the other run of these has the pistons and stuff in them. So whatever, not too worried about it though. Still looks good. It'll look good on a job site somewhere, and nobody will ever be able to tell the difference because it is such a small model that doesn't have a whole lot going on, unlike these guys here. But as you guys can tell, I only collect Caterpillar. Nothing against John Deere or Case or anything like that. I actually have a couple Case stuff. It just, Caterpillar seems to be what's readily available in this line of work, or in this line of hobby. So alright guys, I am going to put all this stuff away, and I think I'm going to start my next project. So we'll stay tuned for the review video of that when I get that done. And we'll see what's going on. I do have a couple things, couple updates. This winter I'm going to focus on getting a one of those backhoe loader combinations that die. I want to say North Sky because that's what I used to have. Diecast Masters put out, that's 1/64 goes, changeable bucket attachments, changeable rear hoe attachments, and yeah. So I definitely want to see about getting my hands on one of those in the future. And then I'm also planning in the works to build a big, because I am now officially in my own house and not a rental, a big diorama. So we'll see. I think I want to do 4 foot by 8 foot, so basically the size of a big sheet of plywood. And then we can have little construction projects that these guys can stay on, or bigger shops than this that these guys can stay on and stuff like that. So I don't have stuff just kind of floating around all over the place. So, we'll see what happens. I'm going to have a couple other things. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. That's going to be my winter project. Obviously, as I'm doing stuff, you guys get updates on that, but that's not going to be for probably till after Christmas, just because I've got to get through this month, and then next month's my older daughter's birthday. Then after that, we're going to Tennessee till the new year. Then we get back. Then it's New Year, and then I'll start building this stuff. We also have the Amherst Train Show in West Springfield, Massachusetts, that we'll be attending this year. I'm not setting a booth up or anything like that. I'll just attend it. That's where I'll try to get some diorama supplies and some other stuff while I'm up there. And, whatever, I'll probably pick the plywood up at some point and kind of start working on mocking everything up. And then, we'll see. So I haven't really thought too far ahead of what I want to do yet. I know I want to be some sort of town with at least one residential house lot on it. I'm going to get a 3D printed house from eBay. And then I don't know what else I'm going to do. I think I'm going to have a little campsite. I have some camping vehicles that I want to put on it. And then I think I'm going to have maybe a small farm or field area. And then I think the rest of what I'm going to do is just a shop similar to this that I can store all this equipment at. Because this shop being L-shaped, I'm running out of space quick. I should have came with this one. I should have came all the way down over, and I would have had this whole staging area here. But whatever. I could always make another one. Or make another area that clicks in here, square it off. But I wanted to have this extra workspace. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in this video, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, as well as go to my Instagram, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.